Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. What is play diagnosis? Play diagnosis is the utilization of children's play behaviors as a tool for psychological assessment. In addition, play therapy can be an effective tool to help aid in the assessment and diagnosis for both children and adolescents. A few additional tools that can help with this assessment are games, music, sand, art, and toys to understand the themes that the child is trying to get across. What is the key principle of cognitive theory? A. Behavior is mainly determined by the unconscious desire and past experiences. B. Emotional behavior problems are largely driven by irrational beliefs. C. The therapeutic relationship itself is the main mechanism of change. D. Learning occurs through the observation of others in social context. The answer is B. The emotional and behavioral problems are largely driven by irrational beliefs is the key principle of cognitive theory. Cognitive theory is the approach to psychology that attempts to explain the human behavior by understanding thought processes. So the emotional and behavioral problems fall under this because of the irrational beliefs and trying to understand those thought processes. What is play therapy? Play therapy is a therapeutic approach that utilizes play to help children express their feelings and resolve problems. They can utilize sand, games, toy, music, and even art to help express themselves and their issues that they are working through. In addition, these children will utilize these tools in a way that is appropriate for them, and it is a tailored approach to the children to help foster emotional well-being and develop coping skills. According to the DSM-5 TR criteria, a client has previously met the criteria for supplement use disorder, but now has not met the criteria for supplement use disorder in the past 10 months, except for cravings, would be termed to be in blank remission. A. Full. B. Partial. C. Early. D. Sustained. The answer is C, early remission. This is because the client has not met the criteria for supplement use disorder in the past 10 months, except for cravings, but they have also met them in the past. So in this case, the client is in early remission for substance use disorder because they have not met the criteria just yet. Review the DSM-5 TR criteria for supplement use disorder. What are the play therapy stages? The play therapy stages include the initiation phase, the resistant phase, the work phase, and the termination phase. These usually include rapport building, exploration, working through, and termination. Specifically in the invitation stage, this is where rapport building is happening, and sometimes it is also called the honeymoon phase because the children have best behavior first, and then the behavior comes. The second stage, the resistant phase, is the exploration, and the children will often resist the process, and the children would often refuse the therapeutic process. And with each child, it looks different because they may have tantrums, aggression, emotional outburst, and defiance. In the work phase, also known as working through, in this phase, children are starting to work through their issues and symptoms and are starting to decrease behaviors such as tantrums and being able to handle what comes their way in a more positive aspect. In the termination phase, this is the end of the therapeutic process, and the therapist and child are having a healthy goodbye that feels complete, respectful, and positive. I would highly recommend looking into the different types of therapy stages because what I have come across, there's a variety of names for each stage. What I have mentioned is just the general stages that are common. That is all 5 questions for this episode. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.